Well, this one is called Confessions of an Enneagram 3. I actually need people. And this one has a little bit more of a meditative tone than my usual joy and happiness and be de burro. Okay. I had to throw that one in there, okay? I'm not dead. I'm just more thoughtful on this one. Okay, might as well. So here's my other one. Let's see. I do have, by the way, a bunch of sound effects. Look at that one. Nice. Hey. Here's another one. Here's another one. Dos del día. Thank you, because I'm so awesome. Speaking of Enneagram 3, right? We're going to enter Dreamland today. How about that one? God is here. Wait, let's review the tape on that one. I'm going to tell you a sad story. I should play that one all day today, huh? Halloween is here. I have more.
Stupid.
Sorry about that one. I got to use it. Dun dun dun. Hey, let's go. Come on, somebody. LBC represent. Let's go. Oh, thank you, kids. Then my favorite. Hey, my Gosa music. So there you go. So that's my fun for. But yeah, let's see. As an Enneagram 3, if you know about the Enneagram, I've spent my whole life trying to prove that I'm enough. I love achievement, excellence, momentum. But lately I've had to face a truth. I'm reading some notes here. I've never wanted to admit I need others. I'll just tell you two examples that are very difficult for me to admit. One is of my family. So about 5 years ago, one of my asked me for help. Not financial. That is pretty easy for me, but actual, like, staying with me for a while, staying with our family. And it's a young person in my family. It's a cousin, I'll leave it at that. And she was saying, I need you. Would you have me at your house for a few months just as I recover? And I said no, for dumb reasons, but mostly selfish. Me, protecting myself and my energy. And so that I actually was just meditating on that this morning, thinking, wow, I'm so sorry. So sorry for being so selfish and building my own kingdom and really not wanting to help out of not feeling like I need to or I need them because of my deficiency or plans or ego or pride, or not even that, but just my own plans, what I want to do. Me. Second example happened, it's happened over the last 10 years. I have two beautiful friends, Matt and Ram, and I will say their names, that have been my number one fans for so long. They love me. Okay, I do need to bring my violin. Come on now, this is way too sad, right? I have to laugh, even in these moments. But they've been very kind to me, and I've given them a lot of support and love as well. But I have a friend who I wasn't there during the loss of his wife. I have another friend who cared to do things that he wants to do because he's more social than I am. And I've just been ignoring them and many other friends. These are just the two more obvious ones because they reach out to me so much. I mean, to this week. And then now that I'm in need, like, oh, please love me. And to their credit, because of their love for God and their, just really to their credit of their love for Jesus, yeah, and their faithfulness to our friendship, to me, they've been there for me. This is the I guess this is the performer's mask. How threes learn that love is performance. I literally told my friend, one of those two beautiful friends, Matt, he asked me, "Hey, come over, man." This is like 2 weeks ago. When I'm depressed and failing, I feel ashamed to even be seen. My other friend, Josh, he always loves me, tells me to hang out, and I just keep blowing him off because of shame. And so that's the thing about threes is a performer's mask, as I said, is if I'm not at the top I think I'm doing, then I don't feel loved or lovable. It's a fear of being seen without accomplishments. I am just deadly afraid. Just, I am so afraid of being seen fat, ugly, balding, not church, not successful, not happy, not having a brand new house in Venice Beach, whatever. I have a joke here. I can turn a breakfast into a productivity seminar. That I can do. Let's see here. There you go. That in that I'm not into hanging out or love or supporting you. I'm into you doing something to make me productive. But at some point, I wrote here, the mask gets heavy. I think the breaking point was this season with my son and what he's dealing with anxiety and such. But it's been very, very heavy on my heart. And Rochelle and I both have found ourselves alone. And of course, what I mean alone is anyway, I won't get into it right now, but that's where friends are for, right? And yet that's where I have felt the weight of my mask, not being, not deserving basically to be loved. Going back to the three in the mask. Sometimes on Sundays I won't feel unseen, or I will feel unseen. I won't feel seen unless 10 people come up and tell me how awesome I am and how beautiful I look, and or a family moment when I had nothing. You know, that's what's tough. But then when there are those moments when I am vulnerable and I ask for help in a very sincere way, in real time, as people say, I cracks of my shield being present, being seen, and that's when I think grace can come in. So I wrote some things here. What does it look like for an Enneagram 3, an achiever? So if you're an achiever, I guess to define, I should have done that at the beginning. An Enneagram 3 is who just is just addicted unknowingly to achievement and performance as a way to be loved. It isn't just your normal achievement. It's as a way to be loved and acceptable and feel like you're worthy. And then when you don't achieve, you feel such shame. When you fail, you feel deep shame and anger. And yeah, so, and you feel unworthy of love. So, anyway, so what does it look like to invite need? What are the things that I've been doing? Well, right now that I need so much help with my family, just ask. I literally was asking my friends for help. Just help me support. Help me as I deal with this. Letting others shine. That's something that is so hard for me. I still to this day don't do that really well. I want because I have felt replaced. I have felt criticized, and now as I'm older, I fear that the young guy is going to come and take my job, take my role, take my all these crazy lies. But letting others shine is such a hard thing, and inviting me, accepting being loved when I'm tired, not just when I'm on. You know, I have to say that my friend Vince, my sound guy, quote unquote, he's someone who has seen me at my lowest, tired, exhausted, running away, checking out, just defaulting on things I'm supposed to do, and he keeps coming at me pretty hard, but also, I would say, caring for me. The passage that comes to mind, 2 Corinthians 12:9, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. That's a verse that I have preached on so many times, and I keep reading and listening, reading it and hearing it, and I don't. It's not until you experience total weakness that you realize that, well, at least for the three. And I have felt pretty weak. It's not just been at home, at work too. It's just been a pretty amazing, perfect storm of our daughters moving out, our son dealing with things, my wife feeling pretty down, and then my job. All these things that where I could say, well, at least my body's perfect, or at least look at my awesome car, or look at my huge church, or I'm preaching every Sunday, and there are beautiful things, but it feels like God, he takes us to these places where he strips us. Like his grace is all we have. So that we can have power that's from God. Power that comes from weakness, not from my own strength. So some reflections for you guys, the listen. Who do you hide your need from? Who are the people in your life, your friends or husband, wife, kids, that you hide from? Yourself, maybe even God. That because you're an achiever and maybe you're not achieving right now, or you have failed in some point, whatever we consider failure, you're hiding. Who are you hiding from, and how can you reach out to them instead of performing? Because the reality that I'm learning, this is such a hard thing for me still, is that they don't condemn you now. And so you have to learn, okay, no, unsafe, unsafe, safe, unsafe, unsafe, safe. So use your discernment, of course, but what would it look like to reach out instead of perform? Who are the safe people that love you for who you are, not what you do? That's just crazy. And to know that people love you just because you're beautiful. I don't mean looks, but just your vibe, your energy, your spirit. Are there people that look at me that way? There are mosquitoes everywhere here. Let's see. Here's what I'm going to use. This one. And this one for the mosquitoes.
Stupid.
Yep. I have a friend, Robbie, who I talked to him. I called him a couple days ago in the middle of all this stuff here at home. And he's a prince. So, but yet on his way home that night, 5, 6, he called me and listened, cried with me, prayed with me. Just so beautiful. And, for a 3, it's both and. It's not just receiving and asking, but it's also being that person. And I think we do that really well, but not always. Often it's pretty fake, because the 3s are our fatal flaw, or our vice, or our hidden motivation is vanity. We want to come across so beautiful, and then also deceit. We lie to others to get ahead. And what God is teaching me is the need for community and relationship, to let others shine, especially as I get older, as I transition, as I figure out a new path forward in ministry and in life, in family. That, and then of course, we can maybe talk about this next time, is the impact on our kids. That even though, yeah, they grow up with this mentality of I can do anything, but when they can't, they fall apart, or they're shocked, or they don't know exactly what to do. Those things happen. One of my heroes, I'll close with this, Ian Cron, who has a podcast on Enneagram stuff. It's called Typologies. Check it out if you're into personality things. He says that there's nothing sadder than a 3 who has failed. Enneagram 3. It's the saddest eyes, like a sad puppy eyes. And that's exactly how I feel and have felt. The solution to that feeling, or to that lie, is to realize that you can, quote, fail and still be very lovable. that I'm no longer preaching 3 times a weekend at a church of 300 and being the senior pastor in a huge office and having a staff do whatever I want, but now I can hang out with first graders and kindergartners and 5-year-olds and influence them. And I can hang out with Latin Grammy Award winners and Berkeley grads and perform at a high level and do something really well. And none of that takes away or adds to my greatness, quote unquote, but it all just is a grace of God. So I wonder what, I guess to ask you a little bit, what, like I said, who are you hiding and what are you hiding? Who are you hiding from and what are you hiding? Mostly, as I said, what we tend to hide. Oops, sorry about that. I almost dropped my computer. What we tend to hide as performers and as high achievers is just think, if you want to think of superstars, Justin Bieber and Leonardo and all these threes who are such high performers and image conscious. And when they fail, Britney's a mess. It's just an utter mess. They have no idea what to do until they figure out the power of we, as my friend Dr. Rossi would say to me, the power of we, not me. So this week, who can you call to say, hurting? I don't look good, feel good. I have nothing going for myself. I'm going to take a risk, and can I see you? Can we talk? I look terrible. I feel bad. I have nothing to report that is, but can you still be my friend? And guess what? I know, because I'm thinking of my friends, they would say, David, I'm coming right over. I think that's the power of all this weakness stuff. The power of, for the 3, moving to the 6, as I said, from I to I need help. I'm here in my garage looking at a broken guitar, looking at a bunch of bags, mosquitoes, and a computer that is dusty, and a lot of stuff in here that needs fixing, and I'm okay with the brokenness around me. I'm okay not achieving a perfect garage. Maybe a friend will come over and help me. Maybe I'll just let it be and be okay with imperfection because it doesn't define me. People may think or see in my garage doesn't affect my worth in the eyes of Jesus. And that's the message of the bummer of being a 3, the good and the bad. The confessions of a 3. I actually do. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that my own confessions can be helpful to you and you can learn from my mistakes and from my journey as a recovering egomaniac and performer. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time.